Good afternoon, everyone. This is Carrie Meltzer, the LI Weather Guy, bringing you a storm update for Valentine's Day into Sunday morning. I'm going to start you off here with the Euro ensembles, and this is the best looking this is the control run for all the 51 ensemble members, and this is the time frame of 7 p.m. Saturday night, dinner time on Valentine's Day. You're out to dinner with your love. The snow is just about to be starting. You want to know, when is it going to get heavy? Well, we have that right here. This is, again, the best looking member of those ensembles, and you can see that the storm is just kind of starting to come together. Let's back it up 6 hours. Okay, and this is 1 p.m., really nothing out there, and as we get into the nighttime hours, the whole thing starts coming together. And then advancing it up until 1 a.m., you can really start to see the precipitation shield starting to envelop the area. But this is the big concern that we have to watch out for, is where this inverted trough is going to set up. Because the models are definitely all seeing an inverted trough, and what's going to likely happen is somewhere along the east side of that, I mentioned this earlier, is going to be a wedge of subsidence, or pancaking or drying out of the atmosphere. Basically, some high pressure air is going to leak into the, be pulled into the system, and somebody will be dry slotted and could, lose out on some of the actual QPF in there. So what that translates to, somebody's going to lose out, and it's going to be a tricky forecast because it all is dependent on exactly where this trough sets up. Advancing it again. Now we're at 7 o'clock in the morning, and you can see the trough. It's not, fully enveloping Long Island, but you can see the dry slot that's being pulled in. So, on this model, certainly parts of Connecticut, Rhode Island, southern Massachusetts, may lose out. So it'll be very tough. I'm going to show you, this is the upper air map for the Euro, up at the 500 millibars, where the weather really starts happening here, and we have about 150 mile an hour jet streak. And what is going to happen is, as soon as this system hits the coast, this jet streak is going to kind of help to really strengthen it rapidly. You can see that here in this model, how we go from 997 millibars at 7 p.m. and we drop 9 more millibars in the next couple hours, and then it rapidly deepens. The thing with this is, at the upper levels, the jet stream level, the air is kind of moving along a little bit too fast. We're not really getting any blocking. So once this storm kind of gets up towards the benchmark area and up into the Gulf of Maine, it's really going to start to zip along, and that will also limit snowfall totals as well. So this is up at 40,000 feet, the steering winds for these big systems. You can just kind of see it's just going to be moving along. There's no blocking. Alright, so what does that yield? These are the 12Z Euro storm totals. Alright, so just to give you an example of the difference, where the trough was setting up perfectly over Long Island on last night's model, the snow totals came in a little bit bigger. That trough shifted south just slightly, and now this is the difference. So we're gonna have to watch out. I think along the North Shore, it looks like a pocket of dry air could be pulled in, and also it'll be a little bit tough along the Staten Island area, southwestern side of the city. Could lose out over here as well. But I think a nice area right in through here, right in through Nassau County, and certainly all the way into Suffolk, can see about 4 to 6 inches, maybe about 6 to 8 inches out in the South Fork is what I'm thinking. Now, another thing we have to consider here is these snowfall totals are a little deceiving, because out here in Suffolk, where the temperature stays closer to 32 for longer, these are more accurate snowfall totals. But back towards the west, where the temperatures really drop off rapidly as the system deepens, whatever snowfall comes late at night is going to be a ball of fluff. Alright, it's whatever you see here that looks like 2 inches is really going to be 4 inches, maybe even 5 inches. So What I think that'll do, where it starts to drop off on all these maps, is kind of just keep the snow totals more uniform based on the timing that I'm seeing of the temperature drops and the snow ratios. I'm thinking that we're going to have about an average of about 20 to 1. So you can almost take all these numbers and basically double it. You know, so this all these 3 inches turns into 6 inches. 2 inches is 4 here on the North Shore. So, you know, even though it doesn't look like that much, it's still 4 to 6 inches of some very fluffy snow. And the major concern that I'm most worried about, this is going to be a big problem here, and this is the winds going into Sunday morning, you know, just cranking up. But Sunday afternoon, this is sustained winds across the island. We're looking at about 25 to 35 miles an hour. So whatever snow falls, and, you know, the fluffy stuff blows around much easier. So it's going to be near blizzard conditions for somebody out here. This is sustained. Now we get into the wind gusts, you know, and out here in the Forks, we're over 50 knots, which is, you know, close to 60 miles an hour out here. So I'm thinking we're going to see about 40 to 50 mile an hour wind gusts for most of us, with 50 to 60 out east, you know, on the east end. So certainly near blizzard conditions at times. All right, so we have to be very careful. Now I'm going to take you through all of the 12Z snowfall totals. You can almost see how they handle the trough and the snow swath. How this model, this is the CMC model, pulls in some drier air, you know, to the east side of the trough. So again, got to pretty much double these numbers. This is about a 4 to 8 incher, the CMC, and then we have the GFS. This one always comes in a little bit weird on Long Island. It has a hard time rendering out the snowfall totals, but again, very similar. The RGEM, which is the regional Canadian model, comes in at a 48-hour range. So now we're coming into the short range models, and again it sees it as well, the dry slot being pulled in. UK Met, here's their dry slot. Okay, so features we know are coming here is going to be a trough setting up that gives somebody some heavier snow, and somewhere to the east of that trough is going to be a little bit of a dry slot where somebody's going to lose out. You know, the National Weather Service has put, you know, big snowfall totals in these areas, and I'm curious to see if they back off of that. And our good friend, the NAM model, coming into good NAM range right now, 4 to 6 inches, even a little pocket of 8 inches out here in Suffolk County. So again, I'm thinking in general 4 to 8 inches, but somebody towards the New York City area and along the North Shore is where I'm thinking will be some of the losers in this situation. Alright, so we'll see how it unfolds. We still have about another 48 hours till we get going, so things will change. But our biggest concern for all of this is going to be the extremely gusty, strong winds and the frigid Arctic cold that will be settling into the area. I just want to give you a quick heads up. These are the Monday morning temperatures. I mean, if the Euro pans out, someone's going to be below zero. These are real deal temperatures. All right, just seeing what the wind chills would be with that could be a scary situation come Monday morning, folks. All right, so get ready, prepare, stock up on firewood right now while you can, and try to have a good day, everyone. Thanks a lot. This is the LI Weather Guy.